Official welcome for our man Jake Gadon, CBS13 here. Jake, like you're relatively new here in Sacramento. Let's talk a little bit about where you from, how you got started in all of this.
Well, if you can't tell from the UConn hat.
Yeah, that's nauseating. I can't believe you had the nerve to wear that here either.
Hey, you would rather me wear a Yankee hat here?
No, well, Yankees don't bother me.
There's nothing wrong with a Yankee hat.
Yankees don't bother me.
Okay, next time. Well, if you can't tell from the UConn hat, born and raised in Connecticut, got to start there. Went to Arizona State. Spent a couple years in Texas, a couple years in Colorado before coming out here. It's almost.
And you were working, like you were covering, like you're covering teams, you're covering sports, you're covering schools.
Oh, 100%. In Texas, it was the Dallas Cowboys when they were really, really good with Zeke and Dak. Their rookie year, got to go to their playoff games and everything like that. Got to cover.
Didn't go to no Super Bowls.
No Super Bowls, though. Okay.
Didn't go to no Super Bowl. You covering the Cowboys? You didn't go to no Super Bowl.
Well, it's been a while, but they still think they're going to win every single year. You know that, Kev.
Hell, you didn't even go to the NFC Championship game.
It's Cowboy fans that think they're going to win every year.
Championship game out of it. I'm just saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just saying.
Cowboys be 1-16, and the next year their fans be like, "Yo, this is it. This the one right here.
Straight up.
This the one right here."
You know who also says that though? Denver Bronco fans. They think they're going to win every single. I'm just saying.
Well, is there a Broncos fan here?
There is a Broncos,
sir.
Russell Wilson. Hey, let's ride, okay? Denver Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's wild. That's wild.
I didn't already cross them off the list. They on the cross.
Yeah. I tried to warn y'all the Broncos was fake.
You did.
I tried to warn y'all the Broncos was fake.
They crossed off. It ain't happening.
Oh, no, legit, and it's not happening again this year. But I also got to cover the Denver Nuggets while up there before they won their, NBA championship thing up there. Colorado Avalanche before. Can you believe it's almost been a year since I've moved here? November of last year.
Wow. Okay.
Wild.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I can call you a good friend. Okay. That's
yeah.
the
No
great thing
doubt.
about it,
No
right?
doubt.
Like no joke. Like no other.
Doubt.
So it's been good.
Yeah, so I just want to ask. Maybe I don't even need to ask. What went into the decision from going to Connecticut to Arizona State?
You really need a comment for that? You really need a comment for? Okay, at
that time, wasn't it the number one party school in the country?
It's still the number one party school in the country. Let's be honest here, okay? No joke, okay? When I went to visit the school, okay, it was in October, and it was like we got on the plane, me and my mom. It was like 20, 30 degrees in Connecticut. We got off the plane, 70 degrees. I got on campus. I saw a girl in a bikini walking to class. Sold, all right? Didn't think twice about it. Didn't care about the education. Said, this is where I want to be. And the Cronkite School made it happen.
So I think I can say, because we're family, so you guys will get this. Jake is by far our whitest friend.
Oh, by far. By far. Not even close.
Like this man went on like some sort of like Yale yacht party or something like that. Jake was like, "Oh, you should come with me next time." I was, bruh, I don't think so. Like I'm not. But hey, you look like you had the time.
No, you look like he had a blast.
It was the summer of Jake this summer.
It was the summer of Jake.
A blast.
Again, Jake is our whitest friend.
He was like he had a blast.
He's also a Patriots guy.
Yes. Now, see, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's what we're not really seeing eye to eye.
It's okay. We're 0-2. Past 2 weeks, we've lost by less than a yard.
Where are you with your quarterback?
I'm still high on him. I think Mac's up there with Josh, honestly.
Josh
Allen.
The Buffalo Bills?
Yes, I do.
Josh Childress?
Yes.
Is that what you talking?
Yes.
You know you're talking about.
Yes.
Josh Johnson?
No. Josh Allen. I think they're yin and yang. Hey, look at the stats. Look at the stats. I'm just saying.
That's it. Jake's podding.
Yeah,
Jake showed up to pod. That's all right. Jake showed up to pod. Jake Budden over here with a take.
I gotta keep it
think
fun.
about it. Like Mac, Trey, Justin Fields. It doesn't feel like anybody's super thrilled with how that quarterback draft class
Maybe
went.
the Jags, maybe.
No, Trevor Lawrence is right on that. Trevor Lawrence is going to be legit. I think he finally has the head coach in the offense. Yeah, he's got to get
in the end zone. What are we doing last week? That was your opportunity.
Travis Etienne and my fantasy team's thanking that.
See, there you go.
There we go again. I know.
So in all seriousness, San Francisco 49ers are the best team in football.
It's not even close. It literally isn't even close. I look at the 49ers. I look at the Eagles. Now with this Cowboys news, let's see what happens with Trayvon Diggs in that defense. You still got Micah Parsons. That guy's probably one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now. But the 49ers, they've got the schedule, they got the division. I think it's key for them to get home field advantage. You just saw how big it was in that NFC Championship game for Philly to have their home fans cheering them on. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for a freak injury to Brock, maybe it would be a different story. We'd be having a different conversation right now. But the 49er defense looks fantastic. I think the interesting part about that defense is Nick Bosa hasn't even started coming into form yet. He's let other guys really kind of take his role of attacking the quarterback and getting the actual quote unquote sacks. And then the offense, man, Christian McCaffrey must have been the best trade that front office has ever made. Am I wrong on that?
Oh no, absolutely not. That's 100% the best trade they've ever made.
Did you see it always kind of comes up? You see, I think it was somebody at ESPN, I can't remember the name, but they always come up with the draft grade. And immediately when that trade happened, or excuse me, the trade grade, when that trade happened, they gave it a C-.
Whoever makes those, okay.
Well, let's
Twitter bait, okay, or X bait.
Who was it? Tim Bontemps who gave the Kings a D after they made the playoffs with Domantas Sabonis? Like, these dudes just write stuff and put it out there. Like, here, read this.
You want to talk about podding?
Yeah,
a lot of that definitely happens over there.
That's real talk.
Yeah,
that's real talk. The 49ers. The Giant. How much do you think the Thursday night football thing is a factor in tonight's game?
I don't think it's that big of a factor, especially this early on in the season. Now, if we're talking week 10 to 17 or 18, you got injuries, guys are nicked up like that. If I'm the 49ers, I'm happy we got an early Thursday night game. Now, am I happy that Thursday night game's the home opener? Not really. I'd rather have that on a Sunday and really see Niner Nation in full action. But a Thursday night game earlier in the season, when everyone's healthy, this is the time to play it. Because, again, you don't know how much that would affect you later in the season. Yes, we have Brandon Ayuk out tonight, but imagine if other guys were nicked up and they needed a couple extra days to actually get ready for the game. They might not have a full healthy roster.
Jake is 100% right. I feel the same exact way. And it would be kind of a gift from the football gods if it wasn't for the fact that the Niners have another Thursday night game in the season.
When is that?
They play the Seahawks on Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving, though. Everyone's going to be
It's still a short week.
But that's to your point. Like, you won it early in the season, and we got it early in the season. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, give them another Thursday night game late in the season where we don't want it.
But I think that
shows be hating on us.
That's the NFL showing the 49ers respect. When you're playing on Super Bowl or if you're playing on Thanksgiving Day, that's when you know you're an actual
I don't need
team.
that kind of respect.
You don't need that respect?
They're already giving us respect putting this on Christmas against the Ravens. That's respect. Monday Night Football. I don't need that kind of respect. Give us the week off.
I'm going to go to that game, or I'll watch that game.
You going to the Ravens game?
No, I'm not. I'm just going to watch
Christmas
the Ravens.
Day?
Yeah, I'm Jewish. Who cares?
Okay.
Shout out to, oh, man, come on.
Shout out to Cheryl in Baltimore who's here because 49ers best team in football. Who's the best team in the AFC? Because I felt like we had okay, we're entering the season. It's the Bills, it's the Chiefs, it's the Bengals. It's none of those three.
Baltimore's in the house. They say it's the Ravens.
Baltimore's look good, but Baltimore losing J.K. Dobbins the first week.
Tough.
That's tough. I think that Patty Mahomes is going to figure it out. I love what that offense does and how creative it is. And yes, it's not rolling right now, but I still think the AFC goes through Kansas City. And until Patrick Mahomes changes my mind, I'm going to stick with that.
I'm looking around. And I see Jesse just looking at you crazy right now.
Why?
He's looking at you crazy right now because there's no mention.
Week 5, Tua will get a concussion and he'll be out for the rest of the season. Okay?
Wow.
Just saying.
Yo.
I'm just saying.
And 2 weeks in, it looks great. But you told the joke about Tua. It's all going to depend on if Tua's healthy.
It also depends on that division, right? Does Buffalo figure it
Sure.
out? Do the Patriots figure it out? I got no confidence in the Jets anymore. That offense can't score. Like unless you run the ball every single play. But
or they get Kirk Cousins.
Or you really think that would happen?
Yeah, if that Minnesota goes 0-3, what are they going to keep Kirk Cousins for? They're already not going to sign him.
Yeah, but you already have Aaron Rodgers. What are you going to send over there for that?
Oh, you can figure that out later.
No,
you got an opportunity to make some noise this year. You figure that out later. Kirk Cousins is a free agent next year anyway.
I understand that. I don't disagree with you, but unless it's a 6th or 7th round pick, I ain't messing with that. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion.
I got you, Jake.
You do you.
Hey, so we talked about the AFC, but Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
You said a long time, I forgot exactly who we were talking about, but you're like, no, this guy's the truth. And I never got your take on Brock Purdy. How do you feel about him?
He is the truth. He's legit. Like, commands the offense, can do everything in the Kyle Shanahan offense that they want him to do. On top of that, I love the decision making that he makes. Something's not there, throw it away. Yeah. Getting rushed in the pocket, step up, go. Yeah. I do want to see him in a pressure moment, right? 2 minutes, down a touchdown, need a score. Let's see what happens. We haven't seen that yet.
We did against the Raiders. Don't do that. Sarah's not going to be happy with the way you're looking at it. He did that against the Raiders.
I'm not. The Raiders are. I tell Sarah every single Sunday. The Raiders and my Patriots are in the same genre right now. We're just hoping to make it to the playoffs.
That's because Josh McDaniels keeps trying to mimic what the Patriots did.
Okay, you guys.
Every former Bill Belichick coach tries to do that and they fail. Yeah. They're awful. Josh McDaniels to this point is terrible.
Oh.
Keep on saying
he's
that.
Awful. Are you serious? Do you think he's a good coach?
I do think he's a good offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator.
All right, fine. Okay, but he's not an offensive coordinator now. He's a head coach.
He's a head coach. I do not think he's a good.
Even Raider fan says no. He's terrible.
Well, it's because they didn't experience championships like I did with Josh
McDaniel wasn't the head coach,
but he was the one who was running that offense with Tom Brady.
He was. He was running the offense the same way Adam Gase was running Peyton Manning's offense.
Yes, 100%.
I.e., he wasn't.
I think, though, Josh does know what he's doing offensively. I mean, I do like him better with Jimmy G than Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr and him really understood how they wanted to operate the offense together. I think it's much better with Jimmy G out there. Just give it a couple more weeks. I keep on telling Sarah the defense needs to continue to play better, and then they need to get blocking on the offensive line. The Raiders are going to be much better.
That offensive line's a problem.
That's the key. That offensive line.
It's key in any
not
offense.
For protecting Jimmy, but for letting Josh Jacobs go.
Get JJ go. I want number 8 in the end zone. My fantasy team wants number 8 in the end zone. We'll find out.
I really hate number 8 for the record.
That's the second fantasy reference of the day. Yes. Your second fantasy reference of the day.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, we don't do fantasy on here.
Why not?
It's whack.
Fantasy's fantastic, fam. I make money off of people every year.
Fantasy is reserved for the insiders with James Ham and Kyle Madsen weekdays, 10 to noon on ESPN 1320.
Speaking of the insiders, Kyle Madsen this morning had a great line. I want to know what you think about it. He said he's seen so much of Jimmy Garoppolo. For the most part, he can look at Josh Jacobs' stat line and tell you how that game went, and how that went for Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's pretty much right. Like, if Josh Jacobs has another negative performance, or he's at 25 yards, that probably means Jimmy Garoppolo was terrible. If Josh Jacobs is running the ball efficiently and averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry, Jimmy G probably has a really nice and clean stat line. And I think that's what it's going to come down to with the Ravens.
Don't turn the ball over. JJ's got it.
You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM, KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app, live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Live today from Sky River Casino as we prepare for Thursday night football. San Francisco 49ers take on the Denver Broncos. What are your thoughts on Brock Purdy so far? And we can say so far this season or so far in his time as the 49ers quarterback.
Well, he's undefeated as the regular season quarterback.
7 straight.
Which is pretty impressive. All right, going for 8 straight tonight. I'm personally a big fan of Brock. Like I was telling KC, I love the way he's orchestrated the offense early on in this season. He's gotten everybody involved, from Ayuk to Debo. I'd like to see a little more George Kittle, but I think we get that tonight, especially with Ayuk out. I think the middle part of the field is going to be open. But truly, what makes Purdy better this year is CMC and having a run game. I think it was a revolving door previously with Elijah Mitchell and then other running backs that were there. Brock, though, has been great so far. 2 games so far this season. Really has been efficient with the ball in his hands. If he continues to do that, they're going to win games. It's just a turnover battle with him, right?
Yeah.
Don't turn the ball over. You're going to be fine. Simple as that. You got a great defense.
And he does a great job of that. He doesn't really turn the ball over. Jesse and Damian talked about, well, they brought it to my attention a while back. And they're like, all right, we think Brock is good. We kind of got past all that. But just think about, like, if he ends up being a good quarterback and, heaven forbid, wins a Super Bowl or something like that, this might be the craziest quarterback story of all time, even surpassing Tom Brady.
No.
The guy was Mr. Irrelevant. When have we ever seen Mr. Irrelevant? We've seen 5th-round picks, not a whole lot, but we've seen guys late in drafts be good quarterbacks. I'm not saying Brock will be Tom Brady or anybody's been there.
Okay.
But Mr. Irrelevant, the other day, we had the first ever match between a Mr. Irrelevant and a number 1 pick.
Not wrong.
We ain't never seen this before.
Not wrong. I think you're spot on with that. But getting to Tom Brady level, got to win a couple championships.
But everything can't be compared to Tom Brady,
No, it
though.
can't.
Like, Tom Brady is a late-round pick. That's a phenomenal story. But that's like saying every second-round pick, if you're not Nikola Jokic, you know what I mean? Like, that can't be the barometer for everybody.
That's the outlier.
It's the outlier, but it's also the barometer for quarterbacks because of how much a premium of a quarterback's been put on, right? We talk about that quarterback class, right? Of Fields, Mac Jones, Lawrence. Would you take those guys over Brock right now? Some of those guys I wouldn't.
I don't think I'd take any of them, to be honest with you.
Trevor Lawrence, that's probably the only one.
I'm not 100%
sure
sold. Like, Trevor Lawrence needs to show me more. Like, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he has a great football team. But Brock's in a unique spot, right? Because the 49ers are really, really good. And it's the spot that the Jets probably thought they were in. We're upgrading that quarterback position with a Hall of Fame, quarterback. We've got a Super Bowl caliber team. The 49ers thought, we have this Super Bowl caliber team. All right, we could get by with Trey Lance. And it turned out Trey Lance didn't work. Brock Purdy stepped in. And now for me, to me with Brock Purdy, it's not just turning the ball over. Brock Purdy to me can win you football games.
No joke.
Like, he can be the guy who takes you down the field with 2 minutes left. But that's one of those things, too, that Casey and I talk about is the pressure ramps up through the regular season. How do those guys respond? Like, the 49ers aren't going 17-0 this year. Brock Purdy's not going to win his first, what would that amount to, 23 games as an NFL starter?
Maybe.
Maybe. Probably not. The odds say that's not going to happen. But, what happens what is a bad game for Brock Purdy? Those are questions that we don't have answered yet.
I think if you turn the ball over more than twice, I think that's a bad game. I think
which he hasn't done.
Which I think that's a key barometer for any quarterback. You turn the ball over, you don't take care of the ball, you get the yank. It's not going to be a good day. I think the other thing you got to say is, if there's a game-winning drive for him to be able to take it down the field and not be able to complete that, I would also say that's probably negative about Brock. But again, we got to see. He's not put in those situations yet. Simple as that.
Yeah, simple. I'm a believer. I think he's the real deal. I think he's a quarterback that you can win a Super Bowl with. I think, and I mean, a lot of that goes with the talent that they have around him too. But he just has a level of poise that I keep referencing, but a poise and an IQ and a feel for the position in the game that is one of the best in the league right now. And he feels the game as good as anybody out there.
And he's got his swag, okay? Don't you guys like the backpack that he brings in every single day? The school backpack that he has from Iowa State?
I just like that he can play quarterback. That's what when it comes to, if I'm looking for swag on the San Francisco 49ers, I'm looking at Fred Warner.
Oh, okay.
That's who I'm
Trent Williams.
I'm looking at Trent Williams. Those are the guys I'm turning to. George Kittle for a certain demographic, he's got a level of swag to him. I lean more towards the Trent Williams, Fred Warner types.
I was joking with my buddies a couple days ago. I was like, last year Brock would show up to a game in shorts and a T-shirt, a little Iowa State backpack, and then he got engaged this offseason. He went through surgery. Now was someone showing up in a nice suit, trying to look professional, looking a little older.
He's the starting quarterback now. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
I don't know. Keep it to the OG type of
You're
stuff.
the face of the franchise.
Yeah, baby.
What
You
type
gotta
of,
dress like the face of the franchise.
so what is he wearing then? What type of suit is he wearing, do you think?
I don't know. Probably same suits Damian has.
All right.
I mean, you making professional
All right.
money. That's where you go.
Hey, he is the best dressed guy here, okay? I do have – you didn't think I was going to come out looking somewhat decent today?
No, I didn't say you wouldn't look. You look great.
I know I do, but you were saying
But no, it was down to if Coach Patrick was dressed like Coach Patrick dresses when he steps out, it's a wrap.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about it. We just live in his world and we keep it moving.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I see you.
Hey, speaking of college sports, weren't you on the farm?
I was on the phone.
Oh, man. Talk about it, man.
Sac State was incredible. That game was one of the best games I've seen the Hornets play firsthand. I'll be honest with you guys, a little disappointed with the Stanford game day activities.
They weren't into it at all.
We can go back to Arizona State. I'm used to, little festivities, little drinking, little fun, beer pong, whatever it may be. I saw students walking out of the library going right to Stanford Stadium instead of making their way to any type of tailgate. But the game itself, man, you guys had KB on the show a couple days ago.
Yeah.
That kid is legit. And I hope I don't want to speak this into existence, but
I know.
if this kid keeps on balling this year, the transfer portal going to be calling his name for a D1.
No, we're taking action against that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not allowing any text
Like
from
I said,
Nick
we're
Saban
snitching.
and
We're snitching.
thirsty ass Harbaugh in Michigan. We're not doing that.
Well, once again, he'll be gone. He's probably going to be coaching the Browns.
Yes.
Oh,
next year.
very well might be. That very well might be.
It's the truth. So he'll be gone. But any coach that tries to call Caden Bennett, we are snitching, and we'll call the NCAA.
I will say this underlying fact about Sac State that people aren't talking about. We could talk about the offense and KB, Marcus Fulcher. They've been great. Jet Stanley, defensive guy, had 3 sacks on the farm this past week. He was phenomenal on that defensive side. But it's the kicker. Max Schreiner, I think his name is, number 97. 3 for 3 on Saturday, 22, 24, 44. He's a Whitney Wildcat alum. He wasn't on scholarship for that game. That's how crazy it is. He got a scholarship this week from Sac State.
Oh, that's
awesome. Wow.
Andy Thompson tweeted that out a couple days ago, and I got to interview him right afterwards. It was so cool. Seeing a kid that's a local kid decided to stay home here at Sac State.
Yeah.
It's only a junior, able to really come up in a big spot for Sac State and then get a scholarship on top of that.
That is awesome.
Stuff is great.
That's really cool. We talked about it the other day. I think Sac State could go all the way.
No joke.
I think they could win.
This is a better roster than last year.
Yes.
And I was surprised to say that. You have Marte Mapu on that roster last year, a guy that was that's a starting linebacker.
Yeah,
Incredible.
They're more explosive this year offensively, and no shade to the quarterbacks this year. But KB he's the truth. He gives them an element in the air that they didn't have last year, I don't think.
I think it's his decision making when to pull it and say, "Hey, let's run the ball." Best example is that game-winning touchdown, right? That play was dying, right? He had to make a play with his feet, made a play with his feet, and literally tossing the ball as he's getting tackled to Marcus Fulcher for that game-winning touchdown. That doesn't happen last year. That's a sack, that's a throwaway, and you live another day. That happened on Saturday. KB, a different animal. I am him, as he screamed to my camera after the touchdown. He literally comes up to me and says, I am him. KB, you are him right now. No joke.
It's fun talking Sac State, 49ers, Raiders, all of that good stuff. We're like less than 2 weeks away from Kings Media Day. Like the first day of Kings training camp is like 9 days away or something like that.
I'm excited. Like so excited.
This is a big year for Sacramento. Like this is like you talk about Sac State football. How they're even better than they were last year. I think most Kings fans feel like, we were good last year. This team's gonna be even better.
I'm just excited for Doco, where I live. I live in that Doco area right now. I'm excited for it to have Kings fans and getting the hype around it. You felt the energy every single time you're down there. I'm excited to have that game day atmosphere back. But this roster is from Sasha to Chris Duarte to bring an HB back. This is going to be one of the best, benches, not even starting 5. I think it goes 9 deep one of the best 9 deep rotations you're going to have in the NBA. Yeah. I've heard great things about Trey Lyles this offseason. Yes. He's gotten stronger. He feels more confident in his game, coming back to a team that he knows is going to do really well with him. De'Aaron's at a whole different level. I think the big question mark and where this team goes is twofold. One, how much better is Keegan Murray? We know Keegan's going to be better, okay? But is Keegan going to take 2 steps forward, 4 steps forward, 6 steps forward? Is he going to have a little swag with his game? All right, it's the truth, okay? The other thing I have a question about, and this is my hot take, and I'm ready for it, guys. Ready for that?
I'm ready.
Take?
Let's hear it.
Sasha Vezenkov will start over Harrison Barnes by the end of the season.
Okay.
Wow.
And nothing against HB.
Yeah.
I think HB is a great player, plays with great pace. Sasha will be more of an offensive threat than Harrison. Now, if Sasha can't defend, he's 28. But if he can't defend and be physical at the NBA level, that prediction will not come full circle. But if he is physical defensively, able to match up with a solid NBA forward and be able to hit his shots that he did when he was in the EuroLeague, I could see him starting by the end of the season.
I like that, man. I'm gonna keep my eye out for that.
Keep it.
I mean, I don't nothing against HB. I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna keep my eye out for that.
I think that, and Chris Duarte is going to get more minutes than you think.
Yeah.
He can defend.
Yeah.
He played with Domas. Watch.
Jake out here potting today.
Oh,
yeah, you got takes today.
I got takes. I
got takes today.
When you call me to go live from Sky River Casino,
yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, I just want to make sure everyone knows this. Damien texted me yesterday at 5:00 and said, "Hey, come on the show." Not like, "Hey, we need you, okay?" Hey, casually, we're having a show out here. It might be great. I always got to pull up for your guys, so I do that. But I was like, all right, I got to come with some hot takes for tomorrow, and that's what I'm trying to bring.
Yeah, you fired up that hot take machine today, y'all. Jake Gadon, CBS13.